So I have this life, and I have this job, but I found out that just being a slob was a thing I knew. So drive on through.
So we're going to set up the lock screen for my current theme, which is entitled Symmetry. And the first thing that you're going to need to make sure that you do is install Widget Locker along with UCCW, Super Widget, and I believe you just need the fonts that I've included. So if you download the files that I've supplied, you're going to have 6 folders in that file, and you're going to need to copy those after you plug in your phone into your computer. You want to copy them just into the main directory of your phone. So everything inside here will coincide with what is on the files that I've provided. So for an example, if we look for data, here's the data folder. You would just copy those over, and it would say maybe to overwrite files, just say OK, and all of the necessary files are inside here that will allow you to set up the theme. So you shouldn't have to do anything other than just plug in your phone, and then if you were to hold if you click once on data and then hold shift and then click at the bottom, you can multi-select these, and then you just drag them over and let them go on top of that, and then they will copy over and you'll be good to go. Okay, so that's step number 1. After you've got the other widgets that I've included in my list on your phone. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Widget Locker, and I just have it in my folder off utilities here. You might have yours in your app drawer, but go to Widget Locker, tap on that, and then you'll be shown your current Widget Locker setup. Now yours might look different than this. That's okay. We're going to modify a few things first. So quite easy to do. I've included a backup file for Widget Locker. So all you have to do is tap on the settings icon in the corner and then scroll down until you see backup restore right here. We tap on that, and then we tap again on restore, and you should see something like Symmetry Locker. You tap on that, you say OK, and then not unlike a lot of setups, you're going to be left with some widgets to restore. So if we tap at the very top, this one is a Super widget. So once that loads, then slide to the right and scroll down until you see Symmetry Locker. That's the one on the very bottom for me. It might be in a different spot for you. Then tap the back arrow and it should load. We've got it set up there. We tap here, and this one is going to be a UCCW widget, so scroll down to UCCW, tap on that. By default, just select 5x2. And then scroll all the way down until you see Symmetry Locker. For me, it's right at the bottom again. Tap that, and you should just be able to touch anywhere on the screen and it loads. Okay, so that's all good, and you'll notice here as well I have the bouncier screen unlock, and if you don't like that particular style, you can change it, and I think it should be automatically set up when you do the restore. If it's not, I've included it in the folder for the setup in the themes. Okay, I've actually included a whole bunch in here for you. The ones that I like, I just thought I'd give them to everybody that I've spent a bit of time getting them. This is the one that we're using, so you may have to go to that particular theme to activate it, but I don't think you do. I think just by having it in the root directory, or not in the root directory, having it in the directory of your themes it should activate automatically. So hopefully that you'll be seeing this one here. It's kind of neat, shows these little bubbles that come out of the side of it, and it's very simple, so I like the look with it being simple. But if you do want to change it, it's quite easy to change. You just hold your finger down on there until you see the edit. You tap on edit, and then you can go and you can select themes here, and you should see a bunch of the ones that I've included in the list. So you can just go through and select any of the ones that you like. If you want a different style, go ahead and play with those, but the one that we're using is bouncier. Okay, we hit back, just hit save, and we've got it set up. Okay, so now there's a few icons I've got on the screen here. One of them is for weather, one of them is for voice, one of them is for camera. You certainly could change these if you like. The main setup for these is not that difficult if you're familiar with UCCW, but there is one other thing that we have to set up. So if you like the setup, no big deal. But what we've got to do is we've got to activate the hotspot touch on these so that it will automatically load the camera, load the voice, and load the weather. Now I'm using the camera zoom effects app, which I really like and suggest that you guys try out if you haven't. So, but if you're using the default camera and you like that one better, I'll just show you how to change a few things in UCCW. So if you just tap anywhere on the time or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to change the hotspots for your links, as well as how you can change the icons if you choose to not want this to link to weather or camera or something. You could have it linked to anything you want, but you would need to find your own icons for these. I would suggest, if you do want to find icons that will work, go to iconsdb.com. There's tons of free icons that have a lot of different colors you can use, and the white ones there's a lot of white ones there that you could use, and you can just insert them into the system. So, but to start with, I'm going to show you how to change the hotspots. You just tap on background first and then select hotspots. And you'll see here it says number 1 hotspot, which is this one, says TWN. That's the weather network. Okay, so if I want to change that to a different app, I just tap on hotspots and then I tap on app, and it brings up my app list. So you could just go through, select the app that you want, and it will automatically load that one instead. Okay, so now it says no hotspot assigned. So I need to go back and just do that. I'm just going to set it up with my weather network one. So I go down to T. So here's my weather network, and I've selected that. So now that's selected. If I want to change for hotspot 2, I just tap on number 1, and then I can select number 2. Okay, you can see here it's set to voice search, and number 3, I can select that, and it's set to camera zoom effects. You tap on hotspot, you can change that to your default camera or whatever camera app you like. Okay, so that is that. If you want to change icons, then we have to select hotspots up here, and that's just your menu that brings everything up. And then you can scroll down until you see the images. So we've got image 1, 2, 3, and these are just simply the images that we're using. So image 1 is the sun, I believe. So I'm just going to check. The easiest way I always find is if I click on position and then tap on faster movement, I can see that it's moving there just by moving it up and down a little bit. So it gives me just a little bit of a guide for where that is, and I know I've got the right one. So once I've selected that, then I can just close this and scroll to the right, and there's a little button that says image. So if I wanted to change my image, I could go to my gallery, and I can go and I can select any image that I want. Okay, so like I said, you'll have to source your own images, but these are just transparent PNG files. So if you were to go to just going to go to the website here. So this is iconsdb.com. I'll just move this into the window a little bit so you can see it. So iconsdb.com has tons of icons that you can search. Right on the right hand side here they have all kinds of different things. So if you wanted to find a different icon for something, you can, like if I tap on gear, it shows all these gears, and if I click on that it will show me the file that I want. And if I want it to be in a certain color, I can tap down here and select white, and then I can select gear in white. So now it's given me these gears in white. What I want to do is download a PNG file, okay? And pretty much the 128 by 128 is big enough. You're not going to need much larger than that. So you go ahead and download that to your phone or to your computer and then copy it over into your gallery and you'll be good, okay? That gives you a little bit of help on that. So we're not going to change anything on here. I've got that already set up the way I want, but certainly we've got the icons set up exactly the way that we want them to be for now, and you can go ahead and play with it. Same thing goes for color. If you want to adjust the colors on any of these, you can go in and change some of the colors to be what you want them to be, okay? So feel free. Image 8, 9, 10. These ones are, I think, 5, 7, and 8 or something like that, or 5, 7, 5, 6, 7, or 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and play with those if you want to adjust the colors and make it your own. Same thing with the battery bar. The battery bar does change color as it goes down. You could change the color on this to be something else if you prefer it. Okay, so I think that is about it for that. We've got it set up and it's working. I think everything is working well. Oh, before I forget, the other thing that you will need to do if you are using Gmail, and unfortunately the only email app you can use in UCCW is Gmail, but you have to tap and go to background again, scroll down until you get to the one that says Gmail, and you select that, and then scroll to the right, and you have to select the account, okay? So click on that and then select the Gmail account that you're using, and it will automatically link to your Gmail account, okay? So do that, and once that's set up, you'll be going, all right? So back again. The last thing that you need to do in order to activate your clickable hotspots is to go back and turn on the hotspot settings. So if we tap on UCCW, it brings up our regular setting. We tap on the 3 dots in the corner, and then where it says lock widgets hotspot mode, what that does is it activates the hotspot so that they become clickable, and it takes off the feature of where you can tap to go to your settings. So now if I tap on voice search, it brings up my Google search, and if I tap on camera, it's going to bring up my camera, and so forth, okay? So if you are going to, if you need to go back in and edit, then what you have to do is you have to go into your computer, or into your phone, sorry, unlock it, and then go back to your settings for UCCW. So open up that app, and then it will just open it by default to a new setting, and then you would tap here again, and then you would have to turn hotspot mode off. Once that's off, then your widget would become tappable again to go into the settings for that, okay? But in order for the hotspots to work, you have to go in and make sure that's on, okay? So we're gonna leave that on for now, and that should work, okay? So once we are off, we're at the lock screen. These are now clickable. We can unlock, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so you're set up, and I hope you like it. If you guys appreciate what I'm doing, then by all means give me some thumbs up on YouTube. Share some love with me on mycolorscreen.com/BadBrad, and I hope to be talking to you guys soon. Have a great day.
Where you want to show the dirty problems sitting on the